Well, this is our first real snowstorm of the year. December 17th. It's about -5 degrees Celsius. It has been much colder the last couple days. It's been like -9. And Ramsey wants to go out on the snowy patio. You want to go outside? Oh, alright. Let's let you out. No? Having second thoughts? Come on, are you having second thoughts? I don't think he likes snow. Go on out. You're letting all the cold air in. Go on out there. I don't think he knows what to think. All that snow blew in on the patio. He's ready to come back in already, see? He's like, nope, I have had enough of this. What is this stuff? You ready to come back? Alright, he brought some snow in with him. I think it's time to get rid of the holy Crocs. Thank you for 20 years of service. Christmas is coming. Had to dig out the snow boots. Yeah, I've also had to dig out the snow brush too. It's that time of year, I guess. And you might have guessed it already, but I did have to go ahead and winterize the Gypsy den. So what that means is I'm no longer using the plumbing system at all. Dumping out dishwater, dumping out hand washing water, and showering elsewhere. Just like every winter, I guess. Well, it's nighttime now. The cats are kind of relaxing for the evening. Anyway, you may not have heard me earlier because of the wind, but I did mention that I winterized, so let me kind of show you something here. So I had to kind of take some things apart from my propane water heater because I had to drain this before I winterized. I just had to make sure all the water was drained out of this. So I've got the shower hose and handle up there hanging. That's all drained out. This might look confusing to you, but basically this end screws in under here so that when you pull up on this, the water pressure flows from this hose and then it screws up into here in the input of this thing. And then of course the water comes out of the output, which is here, which is what this ties into, your shower head. So yeah, that's all part of winterizing too, and that just reminded me, this thing has batteries for the igniter so that it lights, and I should actually take these out for the winter as well, just so, you know, you don't get any battery acid or anything. Yeah, so it's kind of bare in here. No, this is the bathroom without a shower curtain, and everything's put away, cleaned up. I will end up using the bathtub as storage, actually. That always seems to happen. Stuff always ends up in there. But it is nice and open now without the shower curtain pulled across there. So because this thing is winterized, I can't run the taps for water. And I did mention earlier that I shower elsewhere. So this is kind of the setup for hand washing and teeth brushing in here because the plumbing is completely winterized. So this is just kind of like a water canister that's sitting there on the edge. And then I'm catching the water in this container here. When that's full, I can just take it outside and dump it, basically. So it's easy enough to do. You can just run your water to wash your hands, brush your teeth. It's going to go in here and not go down the drain. I actually do need to get a drain plug for that just in case. Because that's all full of antifreeze and everything, and I don't want any water going down there if it just happens to. But yeah, that just makes it easier for, like I said, hand washing, teeth brushing. The other thing is, this wood stove is great. I love it. It would be really hard to live in here in the winter without it. I'm actually going to try to insert a picture of the old wood stove, which was kind of horrible because it got so hot in here I was scared to sleep. Yeah, this wood stove makes a big difference. It's an airtight wood stove, so it just distributes the heat just a little more evenly than the last wood stove that was here. This wood stove was used last winter as well. So this, I think, is the second winter of this airtight, I believe. Anyway, it gets really dry in here from the wood stove. So this is just kind of a can of water that I set on here just to distribute a little bit of something, a little bit of humidity. But it doesn't really do a whole lot, so I think I'm actually ordered a, oh, what do you call it? What do you call it, Rory? Help me out here. Portable humidifier. It's just a small little thing off of Amazon. The whole point of me talking about that is that you can kind of see is 26 degrees Celsius in here, and do you see 20%? That means 20% humidity. So there's next to no humidity in here. I know trailers are known for, you know, humidity issues and mold and whatever, but with this wood stove, I'm telling you, it is so dry in here that your skin dries out. And, yeah, I mean, your throat might get sore. So definitely having a humidifier of some sort in here, I'm hoping should help. Anyway, that brings me to the next thing that I want to talk about, the buddy heater. So the buddy heater is something that I have in here, and it's just kind of setting out like this for when it's needed. I have that as a backup, you know, if you can't get the fire going and it's cold, it's in the middle of the night, you know, it's easy just to turn this thing on and move this over and you get the point. But anyway, check out this cute little 11-pound propane tank that I picked up, because the 1-pound bottles just aren't cutting it. I mean, one of those little green bottles will last maybe 5 hours on low, and on high it's gonna last way less. So I used to bring in the 20-pound bottles in here. They're definitely wider and just bigger, bulkier. This is perfect. It's just a little 11-pound propane tank. I love it. It just tucks away there. It's great. And if you're wondering why the buddy heater is on this little bench, because I set it on the floor once before. Let me see if I can show you with the light on. I set it on the floor once before in the hallway, and you can kind of see here, where am I? There we go. It started lifting these stick down tiles from the heat, so I don't put it on the floor anymore. So if you have stick down tile, be aware the heat is going to lift them, because it definitely did the same thing over here by the stove. That really can't be helped, but now I know. I didn't know before, and now I know. They're really easy and great to put on and put together, but in extreme heat or probably even extreme cold, they will lift in different places. So having said that, that brings me to the next thing. The onboard furnace, and I'm over here because it's directly under the fridge here. The onboard furnace I used to have set as a backup heat source for the trailer. If nobody was home when the fire went out, you know, I'd set it to like 10-15 degrees in here, and the furnace would kick on and warm this place up. So the other day I tried to get it going, and it will light initially and start pumping out heat. It'll blow heat out of this vent here and the other vents as well for a short period of time, and then it just goes to cold air. I don't know much about furnaces, but my guess is that it's just not staying lit. but I don't know much about it, and I'm not really willing to get that fridge out of there to get at the furnace and try to look at it, because I don't know what I'm doing anyway. So I don't know. I guess the furnace just isn't going to work now unless I have someone come look at it, and I don't know if I want to bother with that, because like I said, I really don't want to take that fridge out of there. If you've watched previous videos, you know that I've done that twice already because the fridge died, and yeah, I'm not taking that thing out again. It's just not happening. But yeah, no, that's the shitty thing, because if no one's home and the fire goes out, it's going to be pretty dang cold in here, because you can't exactly use these buddy heaters as a second source of heat when no one's around. I only run this thing when, you know, when I'm home. I'm not going to run it when I'm not home, and also it can run out of propane and all these other things, and it's just going to pump out constant heat. It's not like it's on a thermostat and going to shut off or kick on or what have you. So I don't know, I might have to start thinking about a different source of heat, maybe like a diesel heater or something like that. I don't really have room in here for one. Yeah, I was kind of looking around everywhere trying to find where I would put it. I mean, you'd have to drill holes in your floor to run the exhaust and everything. So I don't know. The best place I can think of is under the couch, where it's kind of all open there. But if not, I guess it's possible to gear it up outside and just run a vent. What am I trying to say here? Cut a hole and run the vent piping through the wall that way, and just have it run outdoors rather than inside. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So those are my thoughts. Those are my troubles. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's a good idea to think about getting a diesel heater for this place? Do you think it's worth looking into the furnace issue? I mean, this camper's a 1994, so to be honest, I was happy that it worked for as long as it did in the, what, 3 years that I've had this thing. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm in my pajamas, so I've been here trying to avoid all the mirrors, and there's a million in here. But let me know what you think in the comments below about the heater situation. Yeah, and I will see you guys on the next one. Say bye, Rory. I knew that would get him talking. Ramsey doesn't talk, but he says bye too.